Hi, I'm Carlo, and I'm here to discuss the birth of criminalistic. Umpisahan natin kung saan nagsimula ang lahat. Sa panahon ng pagsimula ng criminalistic, isang Australian criminal jurist o kilala bilang Hans Gross ang nagsulat ng isang handbook noong 1893. Sa kanyang paggawa nito ay pinaghalo niya ang psychology at physical science. At naging epektibo ito hanggang sa napagtuloy ang paglawak ng sakop nito. Noong 1901, itinatag ni Archibald Rees ang Institut de Police Scientifique ng University of Lausanne, ang unang paaralan ng forensic science sa mundo. Ang nakabuo naman ng Basic Principle of Forensic Science ay si Dr. Edmund Locard at nabuo din niya ang maaaring unang criminal laboratory sa mundo. Dako tayo sa symbolic of the newfound prestige of forensic and the use of reasoning in detective work, kung saan sikat na fiction ni Sherlock Holmes na sinulat ni Arthur Conan Doyle late 19th century. Naimbento niya ang paggamit ng trace evidence such as shoe and tire impressions, as well as fingerprints, ballistics, and handwriting analysis. Ginamit din ni Holmes ang analytic chemistry para sa pagsusuri ng dugo at pagtuklas kung ito ay nalason. He also used ballistic para masuri ang baril at kung sino ang gumamit nito.
So, I'm John Christian F. Verde, and I'm the video presenter for today, and I'm gonna talk about the areas of forensic science or criminalistics. So, the first one is art forensic. So, art forensic is the application methods that are used to detect and identify forgery. If the art is fake or kinapi lamang. And second one is computational forensic. So, dito yung computational forensic concerns the development of algorithms and software to assist forensic examination. So, computational forensics is quantitative approach to methodology of the forensic science. And the third one is criminalistics. Criminalistics is application of various science to answer questions relating to examination and comparison of biological evidence and trace evidence. So, dito pumapasok yung comparison and examination ng makukuhang evidence, such as fingerprints, footwears, or any other. And the digital forensic is the application of proven scientific methods and techniques in order to recover the data. So, from the words digital, so dito papasok yung mga gadgets or electronics or digital media. So, ang ginagawa ni digital forensic is isa siyang specialist na nagtatrabaho sa lab to recover the data that we want to gather. So, earprint analysis is used as means of forensic identification intended as an identification tool to fingerprinting. So, dito sa earprint analysis, from the word earprint, so dito papasok yung mga two-dimensional reproduction or identification ng fingerprints. So, forensic accounting is the study interpretation of accounting evidence. So, dito papasok yung mga sa accounts natin or sa pwedeng pumasok dito yung bank accounts na matatawag. So, the forensic aerial photography is the study of interpretation of aerial photographic evidence. Or sa madaling sabi, lahat ng mga dito sa forensic aerial photography nito, from the word aerial, so nasa himpapawid siya. Kaya, magagamit pa rin nating evidence yun. So, the forensic anthropology is the application of physical anthropology in a legal setting, usually for the recovery and identification of skeletonized human remains. So, sa forensic anthropology naman, is dito natin maipapasok yung mga na pwedeng skeletonized na tao or namatay na sangkot sa krimen na yon. So the forensic archaeology is the application of combination of archaeological techniques and forensic science. Forensic science. So yung archaeology is combination of archaeological and techniques. Archaeological techniques and forensic science. Sorry. So, forensic astronomy. From the word forensic astronomy. So, astronomy, alam naman natin is sa sky or sa himpapawid. So, this astronomy uses methods from determine past celestial constellation for forensic purposes. So, pwede nating dito yung mga meteors or meteorite na pumapasok sa atin. So, the forensic botany, study of plant life in order to gain information regarding for possible crime. So, sa forensic botany naman, pwede natin dito yung mga plant na nakakalason na pwedeng gamitin sa mga crime. So, the forensic chemistry, study of detection and identification of illicit drugs. Accelerants used in arson cases, explosive and gunshot residue. Sa forensic chemistry naman, dito niya na-detect and na-identify kung anong klaseng drugs or kung anong klaseng pulbura or explosive like bomb or something and gun, kung ano yung mga balang ginagamit. So sa forensic dactyloscopy, study of fingerprint. So dito sa forensic na to is pinag-aaralan yung mga fingerprints natin sa kamay or sa paa natin. So the forensic document examination or question document examination answers questions about disputed document using a variety of scientific process and methods. So dito yung pumapasok yung kailangan natin ng mga documents para mai-process natin yung method na ito. So the forensic DNA analysis takes advantage of the uniqueness of individuals' DNA to answer forensic questions such as paternity, maternity, testing and placing a suspect at a crime scene. So, sa DNA analysis naman is makukuha natin yung mga example is hair or pubic hair pagka sa rape or sa mga may naiwan kang evidence na galing sa physical mo about sa crime scene na nandun. So, the forensic engineering is the scientific examination and analysis of structures and products relating to their failure or cause of damage. So, sa forensic engineering naman is ito yung scientific na nag-e-exam sa structures na ginagawa ng mga engineer or pagka nag-fail or nag-cause sila ng damage. Kaya dapat maingat. So, forensic entomology deals with the examination of insects in, on, and around human remains to assist in determination of time or location of death. So, sa forensic entomology naman, is dito na-exam yung insect sa katawan ng tao na namatay na para malaman kung gaano na katagal namatay or saan yung location nung namatay na tao. So, the forensic geology deals with the trace evidence in the form of soils, minerals, and petroleum. From the word geology. So, may papasok natin dito yung sa mga lupa na minerals and petroleum. Like example is gas or may pagkabinaon mo yung evidences mo, maano natin dito sa forensic geology. So, forensic geomorphology is the study of the ground surface to look potential location of bird object. So, what I said on geology is dito naman ini-study yung possible location ng evidences na ibinaon mo sa lugar na yon. So, forensic geophysics is the application of geophysical techniques such as radar for detecting objects hidden underground or underwater. So, ang geophysics is katulad lang din siya ng sinabi ko na geology and geomorphology. So, ang pinagkaiba lang naman na ito is ito na yung ina-apply natin. Yung mga techniques or gumagamit na tayo dito ng gamit na example is radar. So, once again, I'm John Christian F. Verde, your video presentation for the day. I hope you learned something. Thank you.
Forensic intelligence. Forensic intelligence analyze sort relevant information for the purpose of accurate and confident decision making to effectively process the case at hand. Forensic interview is an open-ended fact-finding conversation between an alleged victim and a specifically trained interview. Forensic limnology is the studying the water around the processes of the crime in order to estimate of death, location of drowning, and the detecting suspect. Forensic linguistic, the study of disciplinary, the language in and using linguistic to solve and understand the case. Forensic meteorology, the scientific study of weather applied to processes of reconstructing weather events for certain. Forensic ethnology is the application of dental science to legal investigation criminally involving the identification of the victim. Forensic pathology is knowledge of disease and injury medical history in order to determine the cause of death of the victim. Forensic pediatry is the help to identify deceased person by comparing discovered body parts related to the fact to medical records. Forensic psychiatry is the people who have mental health problems. Forensic psychology, it is the practice of psychology applied to the law. It is the application of scientific knowledge and methods to help answer legal questions. Forensic seismology, it is the use of techniques to detect the study distant phenomena, particularly explosions, including those of nuclear weapons and other bombs. Forensic serology, the branch of forensic science dealing with identification and declaration of biological evidentiary samples, examples, blood, semen, civilia, sweat, or breast milk, and any other body fluids. Forensic social work, the application of social work to questions the issues relating the law and legal system. Forensic toxicology. Forensic toxicology, it is the use of toxicology and disciplines such as urological, chemistry, urological and clinical, demonstrate medical and legal investigation of death, poisoning, and drug use. Forensic video analysis. Forensic video analysis is the scientific examination, comparison, and evaluation of video in legal matters. Mobile device forensic. It is a branch of digital forensics relating to recovery of digital evidence or data from a mobile phone under category, sound, or video conditions. Trace evidence. Trace evidence is created when objects, make conduct, and material is transferred. This type of evidence is usually not visible to the eye and requires specific tools and techniques to be obtained. Welfare forensic science. Welfare forensic science it is covered with the application of scientific analysis to support wildlife law enforcement. It is specifically focused on the identification of non-human biological samples rather than traditional forensic disciplines such as ballistic or human filing. Blood stain pattern analysis. So, blood stain pattern analysis, it seeks to define the fact surrounding our investigation by the use of the physical nature or blood stain. Investigator.
In year 44, Julius Caesar is assassinated and an autopsy reveals that out of 23 wounds found, only one was fatal. In year 400 BC, the Germanic and Slavic made a medical law to determine the causes of death in crime. Used the fingerprints to determine the identity. Year 600, fingerprint was first used. The merchant will collect and attach it to the bill. By 1000 BC, the Chinese were using fingerprints to sign legal documents. In year 1248, the Chinese published the first forensic science manual, marking the first document use of medical knowledge in solving criminal cases. In the 1500s, Ambrose Paré, the renowned French writer, extensively researched the anatomy of war and homicidal wounds. Year of 1600s to 1609, Francois Demille published the first document examination treatise in French, marking the first publication of pathology reports. 1642, the University of Leipzig is the first institution to offer forensic medicine courses. In 1685, Marcelo Malpighi initially recognized fingerprints pattern and introduced the terms loops and whorls. In the 1500s, Ambrose Paré, the renowned French writer, extensively researched the anatomy of war and homicidal wounds. Year of 1600s to 1609, Francois Demille published the first document examination treatise in French, marking the first publication of pathology reports. 1642, the University of Leipzig is the first institution to offer forensic medicine courses. In 1685, Marcelo Magpie initially recognized fingerprints pattern and introduced the term loops and whorls. Year 1775, Paul Revere, using the dentures he made for his friend, Dr. Joseph Warren. By 1784, John Toms, the first recorded instance of physical evidence matching leading to a murder conviction. By 1816, clothing and shoes of a farm laborer were found to match evidence of a nervy murder, since involving a drowned woman. In 1821, Sibelius made significant strides in forensic toxicology by isolating arsenic from human stomach contents and urine. In 1823, Johannes Perkinge, a prominent figure in the field of fingerprints technology, developed the first basic fingerprints classification system. In 1835, Henry Goddard, a renowned gunsmith, successfully matched two bullets to confirm they were from the same bullet mold. In 1836, James Marsh, an English chemist, utilized chemical process to determine arsenic as the cause of death in the murder trial. In 1854, San Francisco became the first U.S. city to utilize photography for criminal identification. In 1855, the first paper on hair analysis was published in France. In 1856, Sir William Herschel in Bengal, India, mandated natives to sign contracts with hand imprints demonstrating that fingerprints remain unchanged over the 50-year period. In the year 1868 and 1875, Friedrich Miescher discovered DNA, while Wilhelm Conrad Roentgen discovered X-ray. In 1876, Cesar Lombroso published The Criminal Man, asserting that criminals can be identified and classified based on their physical characteristics. In 1880, Henry Folds and William James Herschel published a paper on fingerprints uniqueness, which was later adopted by Francis Galton for court use.
In 1882, si Alphonse Bertillon is nakadevelop ng kanyang anthropometric identification system. Sa mga hindi nakakilala kay Alphonse Bertillon, si Alphonse Bertillon is Chief of Criminal Identification for the Paris Police. And yung na-develop niyang anthropometric identification system, or mas tinatawag na Bertillon system, is nakatulong hindi lang sa France kundi na rin sa ibang bansa. And noong 1887, si coroners is nakapag-establish ng act para ma-determine yung mga causes, violent and unnatural deaths. And sa same year, 1887, si Arthur Conan Doyle is nakapag-publish ng kanyang first Sherlock Holmes story. Sa mga di nakakilala kay Arthur, si Arthur Conan Doyle is yung first author na nakagawa ng paggamit ng emerging technique para ma-identify yung mga fingerprints. Noong 1888, yung anthropometry, ito yung system na magagamit using various measurements of physical, featured, and bones. And itong anthropometry system na to is nagamit na ng United States and Europe. And itong anthropometry is pwede na makareduce ng criminal information to a set of numbers. Noong 1889 naman, si Alexander Lacasagne is pinakita yung marks ng bullets is pwedeng mag-match sa mga rifled gun barrel. And si Alexander Lacasagne is siya rin yung unang tao na nag-study ng bloodstain pattern and investigate bullet marks and their relationship to weapons. In 1892, Juan Vasitic is isang Argentinian police officer. And siya rin yung tao na gumamit ng fingerprint as evidence sa mga murder investigation nila. And siya rin yung nag-create ng system of fingerprint identification na tinatawag na dactyloscopy. Noong 1892, same year lang, si Sir Francis Galton is nag-publish ng kanyang classic textbook na tinatawag na Fingerprints. In 1893 naman is Hans Gross, nag-publish siya ng criminal investigation and ginawa niya na tinatawag natin ngayon na criminalistics. Noong 1895 naman, si Dr. Edward Piotrowski is nag-publish naman ng kanyang text on bloodstain pattern recognition. In 1897, Herman Welker is pinakita niya yung kanyang sariling fingerprints na nakuha noong 1897. Yung fingerprints na yun is nag-match ng mga fingerprints na nakuha noong 1856 na nakapag-support sa findings ni William Herschel. In 1898, Paul Hesserich uses a microscope for ballistic comparison. And same year, noong 1898, si Hans Gross is nag-publish naman ng Criminal Psychology. And noong 1899 naman, si Sir Edward Henry Richard is nag-arrange or construct ng fingerprint classification system na naging basihan ng Britain and America ngayon para magamit. Noong 1901, human blood grouping ABO is na-discover naman ni Karl Landsteiner na inadapt para magamit sa blood stain ni Dieter Max Richter. 1901, Paul Allen Hutt is nag-arrange ng method para ma-distinguish yung human blood sa animal blood. And same lang in same year, 1901, si Sir Edward Richard Henry is naging head ng Scotland Yard and gumagamit ng fingerprint identification system bilang kapalit ng anthropometry. And in 1901 ulit is Galton Henry system ng fingerprint identification ay official na ginagamit ng Scotland Yard at ito ang pinakamalawak na ginagamit when it comes to fingerprinting hanggang sa ngayon. Sa 1902 naman, si Harry Jackson ang unang tao sa England na ma-convict by fingerprint evidence. Noong 1903, the first systematic sa paggamit ng fingerprints para sa mga criminal identification sa United States. Pero nagsimula siya sa New York State Prison System. Pagpatak ng 1904, si Oscar and Rodolph Adler is nakadevelop ng Benzidine test for blood. Sa mga di nakakaalam, ang Benzidine is yung clean orange stick. Pag sinawsaw mo siya sa isang fecal specimen, tapos ipapahid sa puting filter paper and may lalabas na blue color. Pag yung faces nag-contains ng blood. Yun. And noong 1909, na-discover ni Rodolph Archibald Rees yung unang school ng forensic science sa Switzerland. In 1910 naman, si Victor Balthazar at si Marcel Lambert is nag-publish ng unang study sa buhok or hair na tinatawag. Included na rito yung microscopic study, karamihan sa mga hayop. At ito rin ang unang legal na kaso na kinasasangkutan ng buhok is naganap din pagkatapos ng study na yun. Same year, 1910, is si Albert Osborne nakalapag sa kanyang libro na tinatawag na Question Documents, yung mga principles of document examination. And kay Thomas Jennings naman is becomes the first US citizen convicted for a crime by use of fingerprints. And noong 1912, sinabi ni na-realize ni Victor Balthazar na ang mga kagamitan sa machine na ginagamit sa paggawa ng mga barel ay hindi nag-iiwan ng exact same mark. Ganun. And noong 1913, doon niya dineclare or pinublish yung paniniwala niya na each fired bullet carries unique marks. 1920 and noong 1913 doon niya dineclare or pinublish yung paniniwala niya na each fired bullet carries unique marks. 1920, physicist John Fisher is nag-invento ng helixometer. And 1920 rin, kinasuhan ng robbery at murder sa Slater and Morrill Shoe Factory sa South Braintree sina Sacco at Vanzetti. And in 1923, yun yung first police crime lab established in Los Angeles. And same year, 1923, si 5 United States set standards for the admissions of scientific evidence into US courtrooms. And noong 1995 is si Philip Gravel and Goddard developed the comparison microscope. Dinevelop nila yung comparison microscope together. And noong last 1930, prototype polygraph which was invented by John Larson in 1921. Dinevelop niya yun is para magamit sa mga police station.
1931, John Gleister, 1856 to 1932, publishes his landmark book on hair analysis, a study of hair and wools. 1932, FBI established its own crime laboratory, now one of the foremost crime labs in the world. This same year, a chair of legal medicine in Harvard was established. FBI established its own crime lab at the same year as the crime of legal medicine. 1954, Indiana State Police Captain R.F. Borkenstein develops the breathalyzer, a more compact, easier to operate breath test machine which produces reliable results concerning blood alcohol content. 1960, a sound spectrograph discovered to be able to record voices. Voice prints began to be used in investigation and as court evidence from recording of phones, answering machines, or tape recorders. This report is the third in a series of volumes resulting from a two study of police criminal investigation practices of their impacts. 1967, FBI established the National Crime Information Center, first national crime system, a computerized national filing system on wanted people, stolen vehicles, weapons, etc. Is a computerized information system available to law enforcement and criminal justice agencies. 1974, technology developed at Aerospace Corporation in the US to detect gunshot residue, which can link a suspect to a crime scene and can show how close the suspect was to gun. Scanning electron microscopy with electron dispersive X-rays. 1974, detection of gunshot residue by SEM-EDS is developed. Scanning electron microscopic dispersive X-ray spectrometry is used to determine the presence of gunshot residue as a confirmatory test. 1975, first fingerprint reader installed at the FBI. One of the most well-known and publicized biometrics. 1977, FBI institutes the Automated Fingerprint Identification System, a biometric solution consisting of a computer database of fingerprints records. 1979, Royal Canadian Mounted Police implement first automatic fingerprint identification system. The use of fingerprints is the most accurate way to confirm a person identified. 1984, DNA fingerprinting techniques developed by Sir Alec Jeffreys. DNA fingerprinting was invented in 1984 by Professor Sir Alec Jeffreys after he realized you could detect variation in the human DNA. 1987, in England, Colin Pitchfork becomes the first criminal identified by the use of DNA. DNA printing was first used in the forensic science in 1986 when police in the UK requested Dr. Alec J. Jeffreys. 1987, first United States use of DNA for a big conviction in the Florida case of Tommy Lee Andrews. Based on both fingerprints analysis and DNA typing, Tommy Lee Andrews was convicted of rape in November of 1987 and sentenced to prison for 22 years. 1993, Dobert V. Merrill Dow Pharmaceuticals established new rules for the admission of scientific evidence into the courtroom and alters the Frye rules set in 1923, placing the responsibility on trial judge to act as gatekeepers of scientific evidence. 1996, National Academy of Sciences announced DNA evidence is reliable. The latest information about genetic characteristic of the population. 1999, FBI establishes the Integrated Automated Fingerprint Identification System, cutting down fingerprints inquiry response from 2 weeks to 2 hours. As a result of submitting fingerprints electronically, agencies receive electronic response to criminal 10-print fingerprint submissions within 2 hours and within 24 hours for civil fingerprint submissions. 2001, technology speeds up DNA profiling time from 6 to 8 weeks to between 1 to 2 days. A state-of-the-art procedure that can be used to identify individuals on the basis of their unique genetic makeup. 2007, Britain's Forensic Science Service developed online footwear coding and detection system. This helped police to identify footwear marks quickly. 2008, a way for scientists to visualize fingerprint even after the print has been removed is developed, relating to how fingerprints can corrode metal surface. They conducted a study into the way fingerprints can corrode metal surfaces. 2011, Michigan State University developed software that automatically matches hand-drawn facial sketches to mugshots stored in databases. Software to help automatically match hand-drawn facial sketches to mugshots stored in law enforcement databases. 2011, Japanese researchers developed a dental X-ray matching system. This system can automatically match dental X-rays in a database and makes a positive match in less than 4 seconds. The level and